Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of hopefully ages old enough to go on YouTube and like and subscribe. This is the Woodridge Parents Podcast, episode number 4, or also known as Quattro. How's your Espanol these days, Kelly?
Not very good.
Not very good, isn't it?
Not very good, I'll be honest with you.
That's because you went the smarty pants route and went to college and got all your masters and stuff like that, and then started teaching, and you didn't have to work in a pizzeria or a kitchen. You did work at ShopRite. I worked at
ShopRite for 9.
Fair enough.
That was 9.5 years, so I stayed in the same.
How many people at that ShopRite spoke Spanish?
A lot.
You never picked any up, huh?
Not really. I mean, here and there, I can say a couple simple phrases that I'm not going to say right now.
Yeah,
but
let's not say the wrong phrases.
But no, I just never.
Yeah, see, I picked up most of my Spanish in working in restaurants and hotels and kitchens. So I tended to learn most of my Spanish from Mexicans and Dominican guys. So it's probably a lot of bad words.
Mm-hmm. Well, in high school, when we were, in Spanish class, all of my friends were in the same class for, because we only had to do 2 years of it. So there wasn't really a lot of learning going on in those classes.
Shout out to Mademoiselle Cermak. I'm not sure if she's still in high school. She was there as of a couple years ago. Mm. But yeah, so we took French.
Okay.
Joey, Christine, Big Jim, a bunch of us took French.
Okay.
There wasn't much learning going on. Again, God bless Mademoiselle Cermak. I love her to death. She was great. But we probably loved her too much because that's why everyone wanted to take her class.
And it was a big party. Yeah.
Kind of was.
Us too.
I think she went, I think she said she had went to St. Dominic's for high school when she was younger. Which was...
No, well, Mount St. Dominic's or St. Dominic's, because St. Dominic's is in Jersey City. Mount St. Dominic's is in Caldwell, where I went.
Okay,
so definitely a different thing.
The one in Jersey City.
Okay, yeah. I played them in soccer my senior
was
year.
Sweet. And honestly, going back to me just being a cocky, teenager, which looking back 5 years ago, I think I didn't know anything to 25 years ago. But I remember my mom being like, you probably should take Spanish because there's not that many people who speak French around. And I was like, Mom, the official language of the United Nations is French. Okay, so just because you don't know that doesn't mean that I won't be speaking French.
Kathy knew better.
As if I was going to be at the United Nations or anything, speaking French. But I did end up taking Spanish for 2 semesters in college.
Okay.
Basically right above basic level Spanish, and I did pretty good. And it actually, learning some of the technicalities of it really did help because I speak it pretty well now.
You do.
But it's actually kind of funny because I technically / apparently have a fairly thick Mexican accent when I speak Spanish. Yeah.
Who told you that?
Well, I learned it from all Mexican guys.
No, but I'm saying, but who told you that you have?
People who I've spoken Spanish to.
Oh, okay.
And it's true because I say a lot of things like "way," and then a lot of other bad phrases that I probably shouldn't say in here. But, los Latinos saben.
Yeah. Well,
how smooth was that?
That was very smooth. Yeah, I know. No, when I went to college, I knew because if I took Spanish in college, they would put me at a higher level. Even though I got B pluses in Spanish. And
so how do you not you didn't retain any of it?
I didn't retain any of it. I mean, when I was there, when I was there in class, I did what I needed to do, and B pluses were okay for me. I mean, I was used to get A's and everything, but that was whatever. But then when I went to Caldwell, if I were to take a Spanish class, because you always have those requirements, they would put me at a higher intermediate. Yes, that was not a good job, so I decided to take Italian
because since I took French, they put me in a regular basic Spanish class.
Yeah.
I felt like it was pre 101.
Yeah, they put me in a basic Italian class. And
well, that's nonsense. You don't speak any Italian either, Kelly.
I know some of the bad words, but Capiche.
Yeah, that's one word. You just say.
Do you want to know what? I use it in my classroom every day. Every day, and the kids go, "Okay, Mrs. Staley."
So
Capiche back.
Now this is I might as well add this to the list because this wasn't even going to come up here. So when do you kind of cut off the idea that you're like Italian or Irish or Polish or whatever? Like my great grandma, Hattie, good old Hattie Winkle.
Hattie Winkle.
She was born in Bayonne, dude. So like my great grandmother was born in Poland. Maybe, I don't, we don't have any records of that.
Yeah.
Which it's funny, I think back because we're really going, I guess I'm sorry. Hopefully our conversations are intriguing enough to keep you, because none of this is even on our sheet that we were going to talk about, nor is any of it really about Woodridge, but
no,
whatever. But you never know with these like old records. Like, how do we know they weren't?
Do you want to know what? Like, my mom knows a lot about like her grandparents that came over from Italy and everything. And like, I think it was maybe her great grandmother that came over as a baby.
Okay.
But
so,
like
I mean,
again,
that's
like,
what I'm saying,
it's
though.
a little bit.
Your great grandmother came from Italy, apparently.
Yeah.
So that's Danny and Johnny's great grandmother.
Yeah.
And I don't have any Italian in me. So like, what are they supposed to say? They're Italian, Irish, Polish, German, Ukrainian, other things we have no idea about. Like, at what point does it kind of officially become like, I'm American? I know that was like a funny thing. Like, I remember, shout out to Mr. Schoner. So I guess we're, again, going back to Woodridge High School. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hopefully that wasn't one of the kids' heads that just banged against the floor. But we'll find out if we get crying in 3, 2, 1. All right, I think we're okay.
No, we're good. Well, I mean, there's so many blankets on the floor now.
Let's focus on Mr. Schoner. Because I remember Mr. Schoner had asked us, I want to say this was senior year. No, it might have been the senior or freshman year. Anywho, but he was like, oh, what nationality is everyone? And then like some kids, trying to be kind of like smartasses really, were like, oh, I'm American. But like the further and further we go away from the immigration, like, how am I, like for the boys to be like, yeah, I'm Italian. Oh, hey, you're like, Italian flag tattoo. I'm like, listen, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, none of you even look Italian. You don't even look Italian.
I know, but I actually am half Italian.
Right. I mean, your brother might have gotten all of it.
Well, see, no, I take it from my grandmother. I look just like her. Same hair, same eyes, same freckles.
The Italian one or the Irish
No,
one?
the Irish one.
Wow.
And my cousin Tara, who you will meet on Christmas Eve.
Oh, the guest. Yeah, we're going to do, I guess this was supposed to be, we'll reference it and then we'll repost like the Christmas,
yes,
the actual Christmas episode.
Special.
Because this episode will be coming out on Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
And then on Christmas Eve, the day that this comes out, we're going to kind of just have the cameras running all day.
Yeah.
And it's almost going to be like, Jersey Shore.
Or the real world. Jersey Shore.
No. It's going to be like Jersey Shore because you know how they have like something would happen and they would get them and put them in a room and just put them in front of the camera and be like, so what just happened? Yeah, the confessionals. Oh, that's a great idea.
Great idea. I know.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Well, yeah. So look out for that episode. We will be doing Christmas Eve here, getting a little rowdy as much as possible. This whole basement studio area will be the gaming room for the kids. And then we're doing Christmas at Kelly's lovely parents' house in Lyndhurst. I will be working the day after Christmas morning, so can't spend too much time.
I know.
Get in, keep it moving. So yeah, look out for that. What were we were going to get into something about the heritage and stuff like that, and then we talked about speaking Spanish, and I guess we can get into talking about Woodridge things. I guess we kind of ran off on a 10-minute tangent on that, but that's good. that bumps up the timeline. Hopefully everyone enjoys our witty banter. Apparently we've been getting some good responses. Everyone loves you. They say I'm okay. But,
well, no, when you did the whole soccer thing, I think that's when you got a little bit of
we had 2 rough responses, one from a buddy of mine, and the other from some other kid whom I don't know who he is. I mean, listen, so like if you're Latino or like right off the boat from Poland, there's like a little bit different like situation going on. Like if you were brought up where soccer is the prime sport, I mean, I sort of understand it. But, that same kid who was upset with us and didn't follow us would have been a great football player. was an athletic kid, strong. You know, fun. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? Yeah, I mean, other than that, we've been doing okay. You know, views have been good. That reel where I talked smack on soccer and everyone then yelled at me is our best performing reel. It's got like 2,000 views already. Yeah, so that's crazy. Not that the drone thing is kind of wrapped up, but we're going to kind of wrap up with it on our end. It certainly has slowed down a little bit, or at least my obsession with it has slowed down. You know, if you enjoyed our last episode on plasmoids and different types of WAPs, the unmanned aerial phenomenons, not to be confused with the other kind of WAPs, which is actually, I just ripped off a joke of my own from like 2 years ago when I had the Daily Doocy podcast.
I remember that.
I made that joke and it was funny, but it's still funny. So I haven't really heard much about them recently. I still am kind of interested in the whole plasmoids thing, but our local mayor and state senator, Mayor Sarlo, I saw him at the basketball game and I said, hey, and I actually covered up. I didn't want anyone to know our secret conversations, which I'm then going to now post on the internet. Yeah. But, I said to him, I go, yo, what's up with the drones, bro? He goes, I don't know. He goes, if you're not doing nothing, you don't got to be worried about. That's what he said, which then makes me kind of worried because I'm not doing anything wrong. But are there people doing things wrong that they're now looking for? Because that's kind of
a little worrisome.
They had said like a lot of these mayors are like coming out. The Ocean County Sheriff or whatever is coming out saying like we need more information and they're not giving it to us. So supposedly there was like a meeting with, I guess there's 200 mayors in New Jersey or whatever. I guess about that number.
Yeah, about that.
So there was supposedly a meeting with the 200 mayors in New Jersey. And I said to Sarlo, I go, yo, what's up? Did you go to that meeting? Like, he gave me the old, nah, I don't know. I go, whoa, okay, what does that mean? He goes,
that's not a good sign.
Yeah, so, we'll see. To be fair, though, Sarlo's like super Italian, and that's just how Italians, yeah. All right, that clip we're going to get yelled at for that clip.
You're getting yelled at for that clip, not me.
Yeah, I get yelled at for everything. I'm the scapegoat for everything around here. So yeah, I mean, basically wrapping up the drone thing, it is still going on, but
I have yet to see it though.
No, I haven't either.
And some people, when I was at jiu-jitsu last week, said like one of the kids were saying how like he was like he really saw it and he was like following it a little bit. But I would just like to have personal, evidence, I guess, for like me actually seeing it. Oh, yeah. Well, so don't be surprised if I take out my dad's binoculars and I go looking around.
Yeah. It's getting a picture of it's going to be rough though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
All right. Also going to wrap up the deep underground tunnels, which has now just snowballed into an abundance of wild things going on. My buddy Josh Merrill, shout out Goshi, he had given some information about the tunnels and stuff like that and had referenced a couple YouTube videos. There's one YouTube video with kids walking through the tunnels.
Tell me about
you can see it. It's kind of like weird looking. It's just like, looks like they're kind of like in an office building sort of. Mm-hmm. But like there's a lot of machinery that's like still running in there, like condensers and air conditioners and shit like that. Excuse my language. I don't know if that's like attached to the factories above, like they're only one floor down and like it's still functioning and still running things down there. But like if all that stuff's still working, like what if there's really are still down there like doing stuff?
It's not. If anyone's still down there, they're not going to make it easy for people to go down one story to do. I mean, it's going to be all protected, and I mean, especially now with like all the technology that people have, it's not going to be easy to find.
Right. So he had sent me this YouTube video with an interview with this guy, Andrew Basiago, Basiago, about Project Pegasus. Now, again, this is the Woodridge Parents Podcast, so we're not really going to go in depth on this. I might, like, the crazier, the more crazy this thing gets, I might just do like a documentary. So if you want to invest in our upcoming documentary about the secret tunnels and time traveling in the Curtiss-Wright location, by all means, contact us. if you live on top of that Curtis Wright area, and they really were doing like teleportation and time traveling, that's cool. But yeah, so again, look up Andrew Basiago, Basiago, and you can even throw in Woodridge, New Jersey on there, because his basic claims were that in the late 60s and early 70s, they were doing teleportation and time traveling experiments inside of Curtis Wright when he was like a child, which would put him, I think he said he was born the same year as my mom, which is kind of bugged out. Maybe she was like teleported.
She did live right around the block.
And she did. And she's a little loopy or something.
I love Kathy. Don't you dare talk bad about Kathy.
I love you, mommy. But I don't really want to even like go too far into this, because we're just going to kind of go down a rabbit hole that's going to be way longer than this video is supposed to be.
And there's no proof for anything, really.
I mean, there's there's no proof that someone teleported into the past or any of that. But
that'd be cool. Though.
He knows a lot about the area. I'll tell you that, and the different buildings, and almost basically separate from this guy. In the video that Josh had sent of those kids on YouTube, and this video was like 11 years old, going in there, there's green paint. It's like a half wall. It's like green paint and then like beige paint. Then somebody in the Woodridge Parents group had posted an old picture of inside Curtis Wright from like the NewJersey.com vault or whatever. And it had the same paint pattern. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ, like they really were down there. And that's what it looked like, because on the pillar behind a bunch of guys like working, it was, the bottom of it was green. The top was beige. I don't know if that's like something they do in factories, because like you're going to get like dents on the thing on the bottom. I don't know. But like it matched up. So if you want to look into that, look up this guy, Andrew Basiago, Basiago, Project Pegasus. You could put in Woodridge, New Jersey, Curtis Wright Aeronautical Field or whatever. But there's so much stuff on it that it's getting to the point where I got to get more information.
Do you want to know what I just thought about? Now, you said that they were big enough to put planes down there, correct? Now, if there's big enough areas to put planes down there, there has to either be an opening for the plane to get out of, which should be pretty big. Now, or going to your teleportation, are they teleporting the planes?
See, Kelly?
No,
Kelly?
Again, that sounds crazy. No, that sounds crazy, I know, but I just kind of thought about that right now.
So theoretically, theoretically, I guess you could manufacture the plane inside
by pieces.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but I mean, did you mean that like the plane was put together?
I don't know.
So that's what my question is.
Even if they're looking in that like vault, like archive thing, there's like an aerial photo. There's a whole article about it. And there's an aerial photo of like the field or whatever, and they say something about like a tarmac, but I don't know if it's like on the top of here or if it's like down in there. I don't know. I don't know how you would land the plane inside of
that's my question. I
don't know. So again, I don't even want to go, like we'll be here all day on that, and I'm almost certainly going to try to do some sort of video / full-on documentary on this, because now it's kind of getting really crazy. And it would have been times that my parents were both
definitely
kids and right here.
Oh yeah.
Roaming the fucking area, especially back then.
Have you ever asked your Uncle Jim about that? Because he was alive during that time too. That would be a good.
You know what? That's a darn good idea.
Or even Aunt Vicky, because they were both around during that time. They're actually a little bit older than your mom, so they would probably remember a little bit more.
It's a darn good idea.
I know, right? I do come up with good things sometimes.
Who's better than you, Kelly? Yeah. So again, we'll put a pin in that. We'll talk to Uncle Jim about that. One thing I did want to kind of address, and this was actually one of like the long reasons I had left Facebook for a while, because I used to, certainly there's never been a point where I enjoy arguing with people, but I will admit that there was a time where I used to think like I should argue with these people and either try to change their opinion, or if someone else is watching, maybe I'll change their opinion. I had kind of since gave up on that quite some time ago, and that's why I didn't really even go on Facebook all too much. But now that we're doing this, I kind of have to, our main clientele, or our main viewership group is going to be people on Facebook, especially in Woodard. So, we jumped back on that. And, again, you still see it's the same nonsense over and over. Like, oh, I can't believe what they did to the town for XYZ reason. Let alone the fact that, the town's fantastic. You're not from Lyndhurst. You're not from Woodard, you're from Lyndhurst. Is there anything in the town glaring that you don't like?
No, I'm actually very impressed with the improvements that are going on at Catherine Doyle with the building. It took Lyndhurst, I don't know how many years to approve a middle school, and that went up, not so quick, but eventually got up, and but I can't believe how fast the structure is being built for Catherine Doyle, and that's going to help out both teachers, students, and everything.
Of course, yeah. And there's a general trope of the older people in town who. The craziest part is most of these people don't even live in Woodridge anymore. I haven't lived here for decades. So it's always oh, I can't believe what they did to Curtis Wright. They built all these row houses or whatever. They should have built regardless of what they built, should have built, did built, whatever. It's beautiful down there.
It is really nice.
We live right down the block. We go to the train station all the time. We go to everywhere else but that Dunkin' Donuts because they're the worst Dunkin' Donuts in the whole planet. But let's not get into that because there are Woodridge people and whatever. But hey, you have no idea how much of a pain in the butt it used to be to have to get to that street in Lodi before being able to go through there.
So there was nothing. It has to be all the way around, right?
Around the circle.
Okay.
And then down the hill.
Oh, wow. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's
cut
really bad.
Right through now.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's great.
Again, we dealt with it, whatever. But when I was in high school, we kids would go down and hang out in the fields of Curtis Wright amongst industrial steel just laying on the ground, rusted.
Teleportation, apparently, too.
Apparently, teleportation devices, probably needles,
everything.
Dead animals.
Everything.
It was a gigantic wasteland of nothing. Literal, a bit of woods and stuff like that, and then just a big open space where kids did terrible things.
Yeah.
And then there were more factories and stuff like that, but just all. It looked like Mad Max. It was like you were in the middle of nowhere. And now all that's gone, and it's filled with beautiful houses, townhouses, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe some restaurants, some a liquor store, whatever. Beautiful fields.
Oh yeah,
the nicest fields Woodridge has ever had. And people still complain.
People are always going to complain, no matter what.
One of these guys said something "Oh, the town used to be they had a lot of jobs at Curtis Wright, and they got rid of them." And first of all, the town didn't do anything with that. That's not.
Yeah, that's not run by the town.
And I almost empathize with some of these people if they're actually referring to the 1960s when all the labor were left and all that. Okay, dude, I get it. If you wanted Curtis Wright to stay there the whole time and support the town, fine. But by the time I was in high school in, the late 90s, that was gone.
Yeah.
The idea that we were supposed to just keep that there as just an environmental wasteland.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's unbelievable. I don't really get it. And then, they complain about the new people in town. They brought all these new people. One of the guys was like, "Oh, that should have been just a different town or has a different part." How about no? We get along with all these people. We know a bunch of these people from town all the time. It's just people that this part that we live in on Helm Ave and Arnott and everything like that. This entire area was built in the early 60s.
Yeah.
So, as with everything, there was probably a point where the people who lived on the boulevard were like, oh my God, they're building these houses down on by the train track. What, are we never going to have any nice areas to go in anymore?
Yeah.
You know, Jocelyn used to be one guy's house.
You told me that.
And his road, like it was a private wooded area.
On the hill?
With just his road and his house on the hill.
Yeah.
That is like 30 houses.
I know.
Like, yeah, dude. I would love to just live here and have nobody around and everyone like left me alone. But we still made money and had tons of friends and still did things. You're great, but like that's not how it goes.
If people don't like it, then just move away to where.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of reasons. You know, one of which being blatant racism, because not for nothing, and we're not going to get like super political in this. You could see the color of my shirt, even though the Republicans are dorks and the Democrats are dorks. Team independent all day. But like, I was told by one of the people from town that the initial people who bought those houses were 50% either Asian or Indian.
Okay.
And there is an increase of that demographic in school. But people use that to be like, oh, they're bringing all these people in town or whatever. First of all, and this person said this thing, and it was genius and it made a lot of sense. He goes, this is people in $300,000 houses crying racism and bad things about people who are buying $700,000 houses.
I know.
Take a walk, dude. By all means, go somewhere else. Like, I don't understand, dude. Like, as far as I know, there's not like this like crime wave in town with all these new people.
No.
There's one like, and then people complain that there's a Section 8 building, which has so many different kind of uses and meanings to it. Like, there's a lot of people who are just on hard times there. Old veterans and old people and stuff like that. Like, bringing a bunch of people into town and not for nothing. They could have built more apartments. Mm-hmm. It could have been an entire Avalon or Vermella thing for the whole thing. And I will even give credence to the argument that it's better to have houses where people are owning it than to have vast swaths of apartments that people are going to be transient in. Mm-hmm. So I'll even give you that, but they built a ton of houses in there.
Yeah.
And all the people we've met from there are great.
Oh, that absolutely.
Any people we've had problems in town live in regular house town. Okay? So all the people that like Danny's friends with now, other than people that like we grew up with, a lot of them are from there.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
And they're awesome. And guess what? They got some cake, dude. So you're like these like old people who most of them don't even live in town, move to like South Carolina or something, live in the sticks in a house that costs $250 or $250 grand, are talking smack on these people of different nationalities who are crushing it.
Yeah.
Crushing it. Take a walk, dude. The town's great. The one guy said he complained about, oh, we used to have all the trees in town. They cut them all down. Fair enough. They're planting trees. We asked for a tree in front of the house.
I was just going to say
where
that.
We had the other one, and they planted it, dude. Give it a little bit to do that. And, that's not a thing where they were like, we got to get rid of these trees. We can't take these trees anymore in town. We got to get rid of them. Like, it's like a thing with PSE&G that they don't want them intertwined with the power lines because they're bringing the power lines down.
Yeah.
Because then if the power goes out, then you're
really stuck.
Then people aren't really complaining about trees.
Yeah.
So
bottom line is people are going to be complaining about everything. And when something is, for example, when, they were building, the houses over there and everything, people were complaining about how the class sizes were getting too large. Okay. Personally, the class sizes here are pretty small, which is great. But in reflection of that, what did they do? They built on to Doyle, where they're getting over 18 new classrooms, where they're going to be providing more sections, so it'll be better for the kids. So even still something was being built, there's going to be a what is the word? there's going to be a positive response to, like other things in town as well.
Get stuff done, man. You get stuff done. I don't know what else to say it. People say I kiss up to him, and maybe a little bit, but he gets stuff done, dude. He's always been sweet to me. He's helped me personally many times. If he turns out to be a crook, good for you. I don't care. Go get the bag, bro. All right, let's we'll click off old Woodridge people versus new Westmont people. All right, yeah. So before we kind of get into your report, depending on how long we're going here, we might save that Little League game clip. So we're going to go into your report. One thing that we did want to remember to say is any Woodridge events that you guys are going to, the things that are going on, if we can't be there, sports games, concerts, activities, any sort of event going on, and you have pictures or anything, videos, please tag us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll share everything. We really want to kind of get more intertwined with the community and really make this a place where we can show off how great everybody here is in
Absolutely.
town. All right, Kelly. So what do you got?
Okay, so not really too much for today. There is certain things. Well, last night Santa came to visit everyone in Woodridge. The boys and I really wanted to take videos, but it was just kind of like a last minute thing. They ran upstairs. They were going crazy,
I saw.
Crazy, jumping up and down. They've never actually been like that before. I don't know why this year was so much different. No, but they were really sweet. All the guys, the fire department, the police, they were handing out nice little treats to all the kids and the parents. They're actually telling me to take more, and it was super, and it was super cold. So, I mean, honestly,
it's super cold right now.
I know, but it takes real dedication to do that on your own time and, again, take time away from your family and everything that you're doing to just try and make a nice holiday season, make the kids super happy.
We all know how much you love firemen, Kelly.
Wow. Okay. Next topic. Thank you. This guy over here. The spring 2025 baseball and softball registration is still open. I know that if you register before January, I think 15th, it's one price, and if you do afterwards, it's another price for that.
Did we do that? Am I? You're
in charge of that. You're supposed to be doing that. Yeah, we talked about that, but yeah.
Okay.
See. Reminders. So that's going right now. There's really not too much going on. I know you were talking about the wrestling and basketball you wanted to hit on before I go on with everything else.
I did just want to touch. I have just some general information. Yeah, we always talk about the boys basketball, but then we never touch on the girls. And they have wrestling too. Pretty sure they probably do have indoor track. I guess maybe we'll touch on that last time. And I guess bowling, we should probably touch on that as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
So basketball season has started. I did go to the first game. Didn't turn out too well for them. I stayed till halftime, and then I went to Hasbrook Heights for the Waldwick versus Hasbrook Heights game. Waldwick is doing pretty good. They lost one game so far. The Woodridge boys basketball team lost to Emerson on the first game, lost to North Arlington the second game. A couple rough scores, but then they did bounce back yesterday against Wallington, winning 66-43.
Oh, wow.
So that was good. Let's see if I got some individual points totals here. Looks like Christian Nario was the leading scorer with 22, Jacob Metcalf with 16, and Lucas Mendoza at 12. That is Joey's nephew of some sorts.
Oh, yeah?
Like his cousin, first remove or whatever it is. But, yeah, that's the first Metcalf to be a scorer in quite some time. I think Joey could take him, though. We'll have to reach out to Jimmy and ask him on that. The girls' team took a rough loss at Waldwick on opening night. Took another rough loss to Lyndhurst on the next night, but then did come back with a nice win at Wallington, 39-29 yesterday. We have high scorers. Oh, no, that's Wallington. We didn't put any. Wallington didn't put the Woodridge scores in there. So, oh well. But Woodridge won, so that's good. Both teams are 1-2 now. And then let's see. We have wrestling. Jeez Louise, they've been. Or is this the year before? Beckton Woodridge. Let's see. All right, yeah. So about 3-0. Okay, 3-0 for the wrestling team. They beat Union City, they beat Hoboken, and they beat Hackensack. That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Let's see anybody. Oh, Brian! Shout out Brian Bilac. That's my buddy's son. He got a win by forfeit, so that's good. Anybody else we know here? Gina Delgado, Prado, Pintado, Van Herk, Pelez, Canizaro, Everett Bell. Le'Veon Bell's kid. What's the cop from your town? With the sons are good? Nolan James?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
His son's like ranked number 1 in the country.
Yeah, I actually met him at my Christmas concert that we had at my school last week. Yeah. And I had him, and it's actually kind of crazy because I think he's, God, how old is he again? Because I had him in kindergarten about 12 years ago, I think. But yeah, such a sweet family, such a sweet kid. Jeez. So nice.
All right, yeah. We'll save that Little League game article for our next episode because we've been going for quite some time already. All right, I guess we could touch on it now. I'll post a picture of it too.
Yeah, you touch on it, and then I'll do the rest of mine.
Oh, you have more?
I have more.
Oh,
yeah.
Go.
Well, I mean, it doesn't go towards the sports.
Just go.
All right.
Go.
All right. So, I am a catechist teacher at Assumption Church. So I also figured that I can kind of tell people when like the next sessions are, because we're not doing it every week or every other week anymore. And I know it gets people kind of confused sometimes. So, we're doing the Family Mass Model. Group 1, which is K through 3, is going to be next session January 12th. And then also Group 2 is going to be February 2nd. So there's a little bit of a miss in there. Woodridge schools, everyone's on break now. Lucky them. I have to go back to school tomorrow for a half a day, which I'm not too happy about. Really? Yeah, I told you that.
Your kids have school?
I have to teach tomorrow. No, I have to go back and teach tomorrow for a half a day. Well, I mean, teach, we're going to put roughly for teaching because it's Polar Express Day, Pajama Day.
Why would they do that?
Something with our school calendar. People voted on whether to have going this day for a half a day or in June, go back for that Monday with a half a day. Personally, I would like to go back in June for the half a day and the Monday and then be off tomorrow, but I'm not the boss. What can I say? I just do what I'm told. But yes, so for Woodridge, vacation begins tomorrow. So everyone is off until January 1st and school starts again January 2nd. So have fun, guys. So I just create, I looked at some things to keeping kids on track with school not being in. I know it's very, very easy to just kind of let them do what they want. If you're home, like I'm going to be home, get some things done around the house, but it is really important to keep them on a good schedule. So we're going to be, it's good to maintain a routine, stick to a strict wake up time, bedtime, because when they go back to school that day before, they will be fighting you. They'll be going to be tired in the morning, and it's going to be a rough morning going back to school that first day. Always pretty rough. Continue doing the scheduled time for, having your meals, playing, reading, and always try to incorporate some quiet activities because they do have that at school. Coloring, reading by themselves, writing. I know with Daniel and John, I'm going to be having Danny do some quiet reading. I'm going to create a little book nook for him in our living room. So he has something to be nice and comfortable. Mm-hmm. And John loves tracing his letters and coloring. So we're going to have a little amount of time per day, same time of day where they have to do that, where our boys are not going to be playing on their Xbox for 5 hours a day because that'll just drive me crazy too. I mean, I'm sure there'll be one day where I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get things done around the house. Okay, guys, go play your Xbox. But it's good to at least have goals in mind. This is what I'm going to try to get done.
Hopefully Santa Claus will bring Johnny his own Xbox.
Yeah, wink, wink. Anyway. Also, I'd like to incorporate, math into the holiday season too. We're going to be baking cookies on Monday when I get out of school at 12:40. So, we're going to I don't want to come home and just have them just go on their Xboxes. That's not good for them. I mean, it is good here and there, but they're all about baking the cookies now for Santa and for Daddy and Mommy. So, even using measuring cups, how long it is to bake something, even if they don't fully understand what they're it's actually learning, it gets them guessing, and it keeps them, like open to learning more things about that topic. And even though they don't really know, but connections are being made in their brain when they're doing their baking, when they're doing, measuring out time for the baking, creating the cookies with fine motor skills and measurements, with the measuring cup. So all that is fun for them, but they don't actually really know that they're learning anything. It'll just become natural to them in their brains to make the connections for other things. Goal setting, which I am definitely doing with John this week. He's only 4, but he still has to learn how to button his coat, zipper his coat. And that's really hard for children that age to do unless it's being done one-on-one. Danny doesn't know it yet, but he is going to be learning how to tie his shoes this week. That is a big thing for teachers. Trust me, I'm still tying shoes in 2nd grade. So this is the time where you could just do it slowly every day and you can make it down to a game. That is a really big goal for children to attain. I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry, I'll be.
I researched.
I was just saying.
I know. See, that's all. Thank you. Physical activity. I would love to go on the couch under a blanket and read a book. Yeah, read a book. Okay, but you still have to get out there. You still have to get physical. You have to get your blood going. Especially for the kids. Physical. Okay, I love that, but no. Anyway, we did have some snow, so the kids, we didn't even touch upon this. Yesterday morning, 5:30 in the morning. And again, we wake up early, but of course that one time that we're trying to sleep and, maybe
I was up already.
Okay, well, I wanted to sleep till 6. I'm sorry. It was a late morning for me, 6 o'clock in the morning. But oh my goodness, there's snow. Can we go out? No, John, it's still dark out. Okay, how about now? No, honey, it's been 5 minutes, So again, they were outside, we bundled them all up. Of course, their boots were too small on them, so we had to do the sneakers, but we're getting the boots later on in the week. But yeah, just get them outside, even if it's just for a few minutes, bundle them up, layer them, have them run around a little bit, because that just burns off so much energy and it won't be driving you crazy in the house. Yeah. What I did do last year with them, I set up an indoor obstacle course with the cushions and the pillows and anything like the chairs or whatever. It doesn't have to be crazy, but make it into a game. And with that, I'm telling you, they'll be having naps in the afternoon. Was my goal for them to be very, very tired for.
Absolutely.
Let me see what else. I put on your social engagements, play dates, watch holiday movies with friends and family. I know that we're going to be spending, a little bit of time with my cousin and her kids since, you're going to be working. So just get them out of the house for a little bit at Nona and Papa's house. Just not be in the same place all week long. Because when you do that, you just get crazy.
Absolutely.
Trying to stay organized. Myself personally, I want to catch up and get ahead on lesson plans. Organize the house a little bit more since we will be home all day. And again, for the kids too, help organize your school supplies. If you need to get a new backpack, make a fresh start for the kids come January. Clean the backpacks, get brand new crayons, pencils, so they have a nice little fresh start. And also to review any school projects or any homework that's assigned for break. I assigned a landform project for my 2nd graders over a month ago, where I gave them, I think I gave it to them at the beginning of December, and it's due January 6th, where I will be reminding them that it's due. So a couple of them told me they started doing it, but others were like, we didn't do anything in the
I was going to say, is most of them just waiting until
probably,
January to do it?
Yeah, probably. But I gave you a month and a half, so we'll see what comes on January 6th. Balancing screen time, set blocks for the screen time with Xbox, PlayStations, tablets. I'm here and there about because there are many applications on the tablets that you can have education for. With the RAS I've mentioned, with the reading and the comprehension skills, I don't really even count that as screen time because they're reading and they're answering questions where their brains are, forming the connections. And at this time, and at this stage, I know especially for John, pre-K and kindergarten, they do like to do those interactive learning games, which they don't even realize, they're actually learning anything. And again, preparing for school reentry, a couple of days before school starts, make sure they're in bed a certain time where they will be getting their 8 hours of sleep in order to be up and awake and alert for school next day. And for us, we always make time for family, game nights, movie nights. We do every Friday, and the kids love it. They have their popcorn, they have their little snack. They set up our living room like a little camp out, basically. Mm-hmm. And the last thing too is just like fostering some independence. Again, teaching those practical skills, like we were talking about zippering coats and tying shoes. I'm going to be attempting to teach our kids how to, vary at their level, folding their clothes, putting their clothes away.
Johnny will probably do it right away.
Well, then I also said too, like organizing toys and making beds. Like John, our little one, he loves to clean.
It's crazy.
He took the Swifter upstairs yesterday. He does it all the time at my parents' house. They're actually getting him like a little cleaning, like a little play cleaning set because he just loves to Swift. And I went into his room yesterday. He was like, Mommy, my bed's all made. His bed was made perfectly. And he Swifted his room. His room smelled so nice in there. I was like, wow. So today it's Danny's turn. So we'll see how that works. But again, I like to make this time that I didn't know what every parent isn't off. I understand, I'm lucky enough where I am off. I'm able to, teach the kids these little skills while, while you're working and everything. And, just try to get in as much as I can possibly where when the school starts again, everything gets to back being crazy. There's no time for anything. We do make our family movie night time a priority. Friday is pizza night. We have a little wine that night. And they really look forward to they really like doing that one-on-one time. Well, I don't say one-on-one time, but parent, together time. And they have to cuddle up on the couch with us. And it's a really sweet time. We're going to try to do that for as long as possible. What was that?
They cuddle on the couch with Mom.
They cuddle with Daddy too. I don't know what you're talking about. You fell asleep with John on the couch the other day. I had to put blankets on you guys.
Yeah.
But that's all I really have for school time and break time. If anyone has any other ideas, I am very welcome to switching it up. Trust me. So anyone has any other ideas, drop in the comments or
make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, as opposed to like and subscribe. But yeah, any other ideas are definitely welcome, as I'm sure everyone else just likes to switch up a little bit, have more ideas and go back and forth with them, because you can't stick to one idea for too many times, for too long, because the kids just want more new things.
You got to keep moving, especially with kids.
Oh yeah, always on the stage.
All right. You want to make any shout outs, Kelly?
Oh yeah, shout out to my principal, Christina Bernardo, for giving us a very, very fun faculty party, Christmas party. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah.
Park
Tavern. Still one of my favorites, I'm telling you.
You ladies love the Park Tav.
We do. We have to go there one night for a date night. Just go there, have pizza and beer.
Once every 2 years we get a date night. All right. Shout out to the birthday boy, Aunt Nice. Derek and Dylan's daddy.
Yeah.
They went out to Concourse Club on Friday evening. I think they sent a picture and a text at 8:30. All right, everybody come on out.
I said to go. I was fine.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was already asleep.
I know you were.
I was on the couch asleep, and they sent that message.
Passed out. I had to put a blanket on him. He was passed out.
I mean, I get up at 5 o'clock.
I know.
If not earlier, I can't be staying up at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the evening. Jeez,
only with a big thing of Spark or a big gallon of coffee.
Yeah,
maybe.
Have to.
And with a nap. A nap is key.
Yeah. Shout out Woodridge High School alumni, Crazy Pat Burnett. He's one of our main viewers.
Oh, really?
He's we're gonna share some of his skating or snowboarding videos.
Oh, absolutely! So
unbelievable.
Yeah, so cool. Maybe you can teach the kids.
No, we're
not doing that.
No. Crazy Pat is a lunatic, dude. I don't want our kids doing crazy stuff like him.
I don't think he would do crazy stuff with our kids.
Listen, I love Pat with all my heart, my Polish brother. I am not trusting him with anything with our children. I love you to death. You're not telling our kids to do front side 180.
Oh no! I didn't mean that. No.
Stairs. Well, what do you think this guy does?
Well, I mean, just
he
like,
jumps like 30 stairs in a pop.
I just meant just like skating, just like regular.
Do you mean like ice skating?
No, well, that and like rollerblading.
No, he's an OG aggressive rollerblader.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe not. Love you, Pappin, now.
Yeah. Also, shout out to my boy Muhammad I work with. I guess this might be an interesting time for Muslims.
Well, shout out to you because your birthday's on Wednesday.
Jesus and I.
Yeah. How old are we going to be?
41.
Aww.
Kelly. 41.
Okay.
It's interesting. Because, well, now we're getting back into a decade of irrelevant numbers, like 41, 43, 46, like none of that really makes a difference.
Yeah.
Now I'm so old that now we're into like just decades.
Just like getting older.
Oh, now you're 50, now you're 60.
Yeah.
It used to be like, now I'm 13, now I'm 14, now I'm 15. It's so much different.
I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Pretty much after 21, now you're like, oh, I'm 24. Like,
I was not happy when I turned 30. You remember that?
Yeah, but I mean, there used to be like distinct feelings of each year, and then it all starts to blend together.
17 was a big one. Oh my God, 17 was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, no, learning how to drive.
Getting your license and your Mustang.
Hey, I paid for that baby all by myself. ShopRite dollars.
Oh gosh.
ShopRite dollars.
That's good. All right, Kelly, you have anything else you'd like to discuss with the fine people?
Not really. Just have a nice, happy holiday. And I don't know. We'll see you on Christmas Eve.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays. And this will be going on Christmas Eve, so you can listen to it while everyone's getting ready, or hopefully on Christmas morning. And we will see you guys soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.